Ahoy there! So, this might look like a bus that was in a previous video that's not ours. This is actually our buddy Russ's bus. We're supposed to be in Hope. What's going on? Okay, so here's what's going on. We've had a comedy of errors today on our way to Hope. And I'm going to preface this that none of it was Jen's fault. She just happened to be there for all of it. So, first thing that happened was Jen went to start the Jeep, and when she went to turn the ignition broke. Wouldn't you know it, there's always diesel trucks that show up as soon as you're trying to talk to a camera. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Now, fortunately, since the Jeep broke, where the bus is, we're all good. So, at least we're good there. Second, Jen had to go to the bathroom. So we're like, all right, let's turn on the water system because it worked fine yesterday. Well, we turned on the water system and guess what? We flooded the bathroom. So we came back here to Cache Camper, and the guys that worked on it before are being real good sports about it, and they're trying to see what's going on and see if they can get us set up. Now, because the bus has bigger systems than regular campers do, it's not all that little stuff for the little Atwood and Suburban water heaters that come in regular campers. This has a marine heat exchange aluminum water heater setup, but they're gonna make it work. Now we're gonna make it to Hope tonight. I have no idea, but hey, camping's about being flexible.
But we're still on schedule to make it to Seward tomorrow. Correct. If nothing else.
If nothing else breaks. Personally, I'm a little nervous about looking that far ahead at this point. I needed a drink, but since I'm driving, well, going with the soft stuff. Wish us luck.
Okay.
All right, so while we're stuck here and they're working on the water heater, we figured out when we did our rounds, you might recall, the water was pretty low. It wasn't so low that it wasn't disabling. We call that a restrictive.
In your batteries.
Yeah, in the batteries where we have to be careful. So, now I have not replaced the strut for this door yet, so I have to use a bungee cord. You can see I've already poured water and baking soda down here to neutralize the acid. That's doing a pretty nice job of neutralizing it. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pop these caps off and top it off with distilled water. Now there's a plastic ring in there, and that's how high up I wanna go. Now what I like to do is I'll hold the funnel up higher so that I can see what the water level is, because if you shove it down in there, you won't be able to see it. And again, the reason these are low is because we have solar. And when you have solar, well, it's charging all the time, it's working all the time, it's gonna go through a lot more water. Now at some point, we won't have enough sulfuric acid in here, and that's when they'll go bad.
Is that something you need to add?
If I can get it, yeah.
Well, it was hard enough just to find distilled water.
Right.
I can't imagine. We went to 3 different stores before we finally found distilled water at Fred Meyer's.
Now, for those of you who are former military, you're going to be familiar with the term monkey's blood. If you're not former military, November Charlie, Papa 2, this is the stuff. This is battery corrosion inhibitor, basically. So what I like to do is when you put this stuff on, it looks pretty clear, but when it dries pretty red. Just be real generous, don't be cheap with it. Hit all the spots where it could corrode. Because especially with this solar setup that we got, it's all about keeping corrosion to a minimum. You know, one little side note here. Sorry, Mom. Jen was almost 3 for 3 there. She almost dropped you guys. Maybe let her know in the comments. Why don't you hold the camera? But not in front of the lens. Anyway, the other side, you know, we got to keep replacing these hydraulic struts about every 2 or 3 years. This side, the original chain, works every time. Why did they put struts on these things?
Why don't we just do that on the other side? It'd be way easier.
Well, yeah, I'd like to change it all back to how they used to do it.
Russ, we're gonna go raid your bus for parts pretty soon.
Yeah, he's not using it. And I got to be careful because these are turned on right now because they're running the lights so the guys at Cache Camper can see what they're doing. All right.
So can you service them while they're plugged in?
Yeah. Just got to be a little more careful.
Okay.
And then this one I got to be really careful because it's got a fuse laying on top of it. I'll top it all off. Okay, Jen's going to have to help me with this one, but you guys get the idea. All right, guys. Well, as it turned out, there was a leak in the bottom of our aluminum water heater tank and 2 leaks in the overflow. So the overflow's fixed and the water heater will have to be bypassed. So, hey, we're back on the road and that's what counts, right? So let's hope we make it to Hope.
Oh, that was cheesy.
At the roundabout, take the 4th exit to Alaska 3.
Heading back to Anchorage.
Can you believe all this crazy traffic? Wait till you guys see the other lane. All the valley people on their way back to the valley.
You mean left lane? Left lane, left lane.
We're good. We're fine.
Until we're not.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
The land of the roundabouts. Which they were great, but you know, at the bus it's like, oh boy, hold on.
The roundabouts would be a lot better for us if they were only 1 lane like this one.
Yeah.
It's when they're 2 lanes that we have a problem because we take up both lanes. So in case you're nervous driving your bus around tight quarters, downtown Los Angeles is not for you. So we were looking at the houses up there, up on the mountain here, and tell you what, to date we have not found anything that's, you know, in our price range, which is, let's just say, considerably less than $1 million. So, anybody knows of anything though, hey, we'll give you a free ride in the bus. See, the goal here is to get a place that's big enough that I can actually work on the bus myself. Like this water heater issue we got, it's a pinhole on the cold water inlet side. It's a bad weld from whoever welded it together. Thing is, guess who knows how to weld? Only thing is, I don't have the time to work on it. So we're paying thousands to have other people work on our stuff, usually a couple times because they're not that good. Travel tip, you're gonna drive turning arm, headed, what direction are we going?
South.
Headed south. Do it in the evening, because I tell you what, the lighting is perfect. It's like golden hour lighting, but it just keeps going and going.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week in Hope, if we make it.